Hey there, this is Akshay Nudan and welcome back to the final part of creating a currency converter app in Flutter using the Open Exchange API. So in the last part, we were just left with this two widgets, that is USD20 and NE20 currency converter widgets. And I told you that we will be covering in this part. And you can see that I'm having two widgets ready. Now let's go to these two widgets. And first of all, let's go to this USD20 currency widget. So as you can see that it is taking the rates model, which is getting returned by my parent future builder, right? And these all currencies, which is getting returned by this feature builder, which is returning a map. And this map is nothing but all my currencies, because these two variables I'll be requiring. And you can see that this all currencies parameter or this variable I'm going to require for creating this drop down list. So let's go to this USD20. Okay, so you can see that it is taking the rates, that is nothing but all the exchange rates, and I'm getting the currencies. Now, in this class, I'm creating a text editing controller for writing the USD text or USD currency. Then this drop down value is having an initial value of Australian dollars. You can provide anything. So the default value will be Australian dollars, right? So yes. Now string answer. So this will be updated when I'm ready with my result, but initially it will be having converted currency will be shown here. So if I just refresh the app, you can see that converted currency will be shown here, but this will be updated if I'll perform some calculation. So now I'm returning a card. So this is a card and I'm having some padding. Then I'm having column because there are certain things in this column. So in this column, I'm having cross-axis alignment dot start so that it should start from the top. Then I'm having main axis size as minimum so that it should take minimum size as possible. Then in the children, I'm having first thing as text, which is USD20 currency. Perfect. Then I'm having a size box for providing some space. Then I'm having a text form field. So in this text form field, I'm having a key, value key, controller as USD controller, decoration as input decoration, keyboard type as number so that it should provide a default keyboard as number so that you will, whenever you will be clicking on it, you can see that number keyboard is popping in front of me. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm having a row. After this text form field, I'm having a row. So in this row, I'm having a drop down button and I'm having an elevated button. So I expand it so that it should take as much size is available. Drop down button, value is drop down value. So you can see this drop down value is over here, and the default value is Australian dollars. Perfect. Okay. Some elevation is expanded through underline. This everything you can create by your own. This is a simple UI part. And if you are having some doubts on creating UI, you can tell me in the comment section. I'll create a few playlists or few videos totally focusing on the UI, right? Okay. So if on changed, drop down value will be updated to the new value. So as you can see, this on change is taking a new value, and this drop down value will be updated to new value if I am making some changes. If let's say I choose AZN, so you can see that this drop down value is updated. Perfect. Items. What will be there in the items? So I am going to get widget.currencies. So this is my currencies. So I want to show all the keys. So if I just go to that API and if I just show you the result of currencies.json, right? You can see that I'm having a map and these are called the keys and these are called the values. So what I want to do, I want to create a list of only the keys, right? So that's why you can see that widget.currencies, which is a map, this part is a map. I want to access all the keys of this map and I want to convert it into set. Why set? Because I don't want any multiple values or similar values, common values, right? That's why first of all I'm converting to set, then I'm converting to list, and then all these elements of this list will be mapped to drop down menu item, which is of type string. Simple. You have to just decode each and every line of the code, right? And everything will be simple. Perfect. So I'm going to return a drop down menu item, which will be taking a value of value. So each and every value of this widget.currencies.keys will be now a drop down menu item. Perfect. Right. So in the child, I'm having a text and value. So this is nothing but text value. Perfect. Dot to list. So this will be a simple list, drop down list. That's why I'm converting into a list. then a sized box of width 10, so that I because I wanted to provide some spacing between this elevated button and this text field. So what is happening? Then a container, and this container is having an elevated button. So in this elevated button, what I'm doing, if on pressed, I want to perform some mathematics, and this I'll be telling you soon. But first of all, this is a simple styling. Background color will be primary color, that is pink. And after this, I'm having a sized box, and then I'm having a final output. So in this final output, I'm having a text answer. So now I want to update this text, right? So whenever I'm clicking on this convert button, I want to call a function which will be take the USD dollars and it will be converting it to my selected currency. So now let's move on to this part. So when I'm clicking this elevated button, take, it is going to call a function called convert USD. So let's go to this function. Now you can see that this function is taking some values. What are those values? So this is going to take the map of widget.rates that is containing all my rates. So if I just show you, I am calling this latest.json and it is returning me all these rates. Perfect. You can see all these rates are there. Perfect. So widget.rates, USD controller.text, that means this text, and drop down value, that means my final currency. And so these are the parameters that I'm providing to this function. So let's go to convert USD. So this is going to return me a simple string. Now let's see what it returns. It is taking a map of exchange rates, USD, and currency, the final currency. USD is nothing but this text. Okay. So string output. What will be my output? Exchange rates at currency. So exchange rates at currency means I'm getting a final currency. I want to access the rate of this currency. What is happening? Exchange rate as currency. So let's say the user chose AED, right? So I want to access this part, this value, and I will be converting this value into number of USDs. Perfect. I hope you are getting it. That's why what I'm doing, exchange rates, which is a map, accessing that key value at currency, multiplying it with the USDs, double dot parse USD. Then I only want two values after decimal point. That's why toString has fixed 2 and then convert it into a string. So this is going to give me a final output of the currency in the selected currency format or the selected exchange rate. Then you have to return this output, and this output I'll be getting in USA. Where is it? USA to any? Yes. So this I'll be getting, and if I just make a simple conversion, 8 USDs to AZN, you can see that 8 USD. So that's why answer is equal to USD controller.text. That means this 8 plus USD is equal to the result which I am getting from this function plus this drop down value, that is AZN. Simple. So this was there in this USD to any. Now let's move on to any currency to any currency. So let's go to this any to any. And this is also nothing but a simple widget which takes rates, all the exchange rates, then map of currencies for showing the currencies over here. Then in this, I'm having a text editing controller for adding the amount. Now this amount is not in USD, it can be any amount. It will be basically for this base amount. And then two drop down values, because I want two drop down values for this first drop down list and the second drop down list. They both will be having initial values as AUDs. String answer. So for initial phase, this will be my answer. Now simple card, then container, then everything is same. Just this drop down list are in a row, right? Then I'm having this button. So let's move on to this button. Yes. Yes. So this is my elevated button. Now set state. Now over here I'm calling this convert any function. So this is also taking the same things, rates, then amount control, that means this amount, then these two drop down values, base currency and final currency. So let's move on to this function. Yes. So it is taking the exchange rates, then amount, then a currency base, then currency final. Now let's see this output. What is in the output? First of all, I want to convert this amount, which is currently in string, to double. So double dot parse amount divide by. So what is this? What I'm dividing? So this amount I'm dividing it by the currency base. So let's say my base currency is AED. So whatever amount I've added, I've written, I'm dividing it with my base amount. That is 3.67. So I'm doing nothing but I'm converting this part into USDs. Now I'm multiplying it with the currency final. That means let's say my final currency is AOA. So I'm multiplying that thing by this amount, that is 135. And then I'll be ready with my final currency. So for accessing only two decimal places, I'm getting string as fixed 2, dot to string. So this part, if you're not understanding, you have to decode it by yourself. You have to think what will you do if you want to convert one currency to another currency. So if I just enter one USD, so let me choose USDs. USDs where it will be RSTU. RST, yes, USD. One USD to one INR. So one US dollars to one Indian rupee. So one INR is over here. So let me just convert it. So one US dollar is 74.48 INR. Perfect. So this is, let's convert 100 USDs. So 7,448 INRs. Perfect. So this is how you have to write the functions. And this, nobody can teach you. This is simple mathematics and you have to decode it by yourself. And I hope that you like this playlist, and you can also run this app in your Chrome, because Flutter is cross platform and you should take advantage of this thing, and you should run your apps in mobiles and web apps, right? So before we wrap up this playlist, if you're not following me on Instagram, you can follow, because you can see that some great stuff is over here. So till the next content, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.